I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, February 11th. Today, a nation in mourning.
You're less than a degree of separation away from it in this community.
The latest on the deadly mass shooting in BC. Also today, fatal flames.
It's miraculous that there were not more injuries and or fatalities in this incident.
Why an out-of-control house fire has been deemed an arson. Plus, extreme animal cruelty. Why a Winnipeg pair has been handed a potentially precedent-setting sentence. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Shock and grief are sweeping the country today following a deadly mass shooting in British Columbia. 9 people, including the suspect, are dead. It unfolded in Tumbler Ridge, a small mining town in northeastern BC.
Very close-knit. Unfortunately, if you have not been directly affected by this tragedy, you're less than a degree of separation away from it in this community.
This afternoon, Mounties revised the death toll from 10 to 9, saying police at first thought one of the victims airlifted to hospital had died. 6 people were found dead at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. A 39-year-old female teacher and 5 students, 3 12-year-old girls and 2 boys, ages 12 and 13. The 39-year-old mother of the shooter, along with their 11-year-old stepbrother, were also killed, and about 25 people were injured.
To those families who have lost loved ones, this House mourns with you. To those who are recovering from injuries, this House prays for you. To the students, the teachers, the parents, every resident of Tumbler Ridge, all of Canada stands with you. May the memories of those lost be a blessing.
The shooter has been identified by RCMP as 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootsellaar. Reaction has been pouring in from across the country and around the globe. Here at home, Premier Wapkanu posted a statement to social media saying, quote, "Our thoughts are with the people of Tumbler Ridge, the students, families, educators, and first responders facing an unthinkable tragedy." Meantime, Winnipeg Mayor Scott Gillingham says he's reached out to the community's mayor to express his condolences, adding flags at City Hall will be lowered in solidarity. Some troubling new details are emerging tonight about a horrific fatal house fire on Agnes Street Saturday. Police now say that fire was deliberately set, and they've laid second-degree murder charges against a 30-year-old man. CTV's John Hendricks is standing by with the latest developments. So, John, do we know why this fire was set?
Marilee, Winnipeg police say a dispute between family members spiraled out of control, and investigators say the accused started the fire deliberately. And Marilee, this could have turned out so much worse. There were 19 people inside the home at the time.
It's miraculous that there were not more injuries and or fatalities in this incident.
The blaze happened Saturday morning at a home on Agnes Street. It took firefighters several hours to get under control. 5 people were taken to hospital. Now that's where 18-year-old Tiana Nataway and 48-year-old Crystal Mary Ellen Beardy died of their injuries. Police allege that Nataway's 30-year-old brother set the house's porch on fire following an argument.
The dispute was inside the home, so Mr. Nataway would have been inside the home when this family dispute erupted. As a result of the altercation, he left the home and used an incendiary device to set the outside of the home on fire. That quickly escalated. The house became engulfed in flames.
Douglas Wayne Jr. Nataway is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and arson with disregard for human life. He remains in custody. None of the charges have been tested in court.
John, how are the other victims doing tonight?
You know, police didn't share much today, Marilee. However, we were told on Monday that the 3 other people who were hospitalized are now in stable condition.
That is good news. Thanks for this, John. A Winnipeg man and woman who admitted to torturing and killing 90 animals and then selling videos of their crimes face the consequences of those actions today. A judge sentenced the pair to 12 years in prison and banned them from ever being near an animal again. It's the highest sentence ever handed down in Canada for animal cruelty. Irene Lima and Chad Kabbetts pleaded guilty in November 2025. The pair was arrested in October 2024 following a Winnipeg police investigation which found 90 animals, mostly cats, were photographed and filmed being tortured or killed over the span of 6 months. Officers said Kabbetts also created an underground black market network where people would submit a video of themselves killing an animal to access the group. CTV's Joseph Bernacki was in the packed courtroom as that sentence was handed down today. Coming up at 6 o'clock, hear how anger over these crimes spilled out into the hallway of the court as protesters and family members faced off. An early morning shooting in the city's Daniel McIntyre neighborhood is under investigation tonight. Yellow police tape could be seen blocking access to a home in the 600 block of Agnes Street, along with some neighboring properties. Winnipeg police were called to the area around 7 o'clock this morning, and a few hours later, a pair of cruisers could still be seen guarding the scene. Police are not releasing many details tonight, only saying the investigation is, quote, evolving, and details will be released in the coming days. A Winnipeg family with strong connections to Cuba is sounding the alarm about a rapidly worsening energy crisis on the island. Rolling blackouts, transportation shutdowns, and flight cancellations have left loved ones struggling and tourists stranded.
Like now, in this moment, it's no transportation. It's hard, everything to go to work, and it's really bad in all the ways to cook because you don't have powers.
Political pressure from the White House has severed Cuba from its main petroleum sources in Mexico and Venezuela. It's making aviation fuel, gas, and diesel increasingly scarce. Luis Escalona immigrated to Canada from Cuba in 2015. His parents and siblings still live on the island, and ongoing power outages are often making communication difficult or even impossible. He and his wife were scheduled to visit Cuba in March, but their flight has been canceled. Friends staying on resorts in Cuba are wondering what's next.
Some of them are upset because they paid to be there until the end of March and they don't want to come home. It's a mixture of feelings. Some people do want to come home. Some people are fine right where they are.
Monique Beliveau and Escalona say they're hopeful this crisis will pass quickly and life on the island will return to normal. Coming up at 6 o'clock, CTV's Danton Unger will have much more on the ongoing crisis in Cuba, including how the Canadian Network for Cuba is hoping to take action. Meantime, let's check in with Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. What are you tracking for us tonight, Colleen?
Still not all that much. Now, we saw fog develop overnight. It did come to pass. The expectation is that'll happen again. And we could be dealing with on again, off again fog night after night for the next few nights because conditions are just such that they are quite mild, and atmospherically the setup is there for the hit the repeat button scenario, if you will. So coming part and parcel with the fog, some very mild temperatures as we go throughout the next few days. I'll share those details with you coming up. The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the Permafit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's -6 degrees, fairly clear with the winds coming out of the south-southeast at 10 kilometers an hour. The wind chill makes it feel like -10. The pressure's dropping and the humidity is 81%. Out on the roads, on this Wednesday, we head over to Kenniston and Sterling Line Parkway. Traffic moving well there. One bad spot, not too far away from there, general vicinity part of the city anyway, River Heights. Southbound Stafford, just past Academy, there's been a collision blocking the southbound curb lane.
Understanding why food prices are rising and how it can be better controlled.
Why the province is studying ways to take a bite out of your grocery bill. Coming up next.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Shopify reported its highest quarterly revenue ever of $3.7 billion U.S. That's up 31% from the same quarter in 2024. Still, investors weren't too impressed because the Canadian company did miss on another metric. The stock was down over 6% by the end of the trading day. Shopify is an e-commerce company. Here are the closing numbers for the day. Canadian dollar is down to 73.68. West Texas Intermediate is up to 64.46. Western Canadian Select is down to 48.18. And the TSX didn't change much. It lost 2 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
Belt-tightening measures from the federal government are resulting in job losses here in Winnipeg. CTV News has learned 7 employees from the Canadian Museum for Human Rights have been let go. At the moment, it isn't clear what roles the employees had at the museum. Well, a spokesperson confirmed 7 people have been laid off. They wouldn't share any additional information. They say their focus is on supporting the people who have been impacted. The latest federal budget outlined plans to reduce the size of the federal public service by 28,000 positions by 2029. The province is set to study ways to take a bite out of your grocery bills amid rising prices at the checkout.
Manitobans should be paying apples to apples prices. They should be able to know that when they go to a grocery store that there's going to be consistency and transparency in pricing. But right now, there's a risk that they may not be. So we want to know more about that so we can understand how we can respond to it.
Finance Minister Adrian Saleh says the study will focus on what's driving rising grocery prices and come up with, quote, real workable actions the government can take to bring costs down. Saleh says much of the study will target predatory or dynamic pricing. That's when grocers alter food prices based on demand, inventory, competitor behavior, or consumer data. One analyst says there's no evidence Canadian grocers are actually using dynamic pricing right now.
It doesn't mean that it won't happen. That's the thing, because it is there's this push with AI or from AI to change pricing strategies, really. I would say that there is dynamic pricing going on up the food chain, of course, with suppliers and manufacturers. That certainly is something that we have seen before, but...
The province says a team from the Manitoba Bureau of Statistics will examine end-to-end grocery prices, pricing practices, competition, and access to food. And Finance Minister Adrian Saleh says the findings will help guide next steps like potential affordability measures in the 2026 budget.
I'm wearing a classic cowl neck satin gown.
A diva goes down memory lane. We'll tell you why Miss Piggy is sharing her top fashion looks. Stay with us. Spotlight is next.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting The Price is Right live.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and we begin with some sad news today. Actor James Van Der Beek has died.
That's right. The 48-year-old has lost his battle with colorectal cancer. The news was confirmed on his Instagram account earlier this afternoon. The Post says Van Der Beek passed away peacefully this morning. Van Der Beek shot to stardom in the late 90s as the titular character in Dawson's Creek. He later starred in the movie Varsity Blues and on TV in CSI Cyber. In 2024, Van Der Beek revealed he was being treated for colorectal cancer and auctioned off his personal memorabilia to fund his treatment. He is survived by his wife and 6 children.
Oh, our thoughts are with them.
Yeah.
A big name in music is cutting ties with her talent agency.
Marilee, it's Chapel Roan. She was represented by an agency led by Casey Wasserman, who was named in the Epstein files. Roan announced her move in an online post. It did not mention Jeffrey Epstein, but it did say meaningful change in our industry requires accountability.
The Mummy franchise is making a thrilling return.
Yes, Academy Award winners Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz have officially signed on for a 4th installment.
You have unleashed a creature that we have feared for more than 3,000 years. Is the bringer of death. He will never stop.
The Universal Pictures has set the movie for a wide theatrical release in May 2028. Fraser and Weiss will reprise their roles as adventurer Rick O'Connell and Egyptologist Evelyn O'Connell. Plot details remain under wraps.
Egyptologist?
I
don't hear that very often.
I'm going to have to work on that word a bit. Like,
forgive us if we didn't say it right.
Yeah. I hope you know what we meant. It's the money after all.
Your task, viewers, is to use that in a sentence tonight. All right, one of the most iconic figures in Hollywood is taking a trip down memory lane.
I love this. The one and only Miss Piggy is sharing her life and looks for the latest episode in the Vogue series.
Ah, yes. The Muppets Go Hollywood. I was going for a Roman Greek goddess look, which, as you can imagine, was not much of a stretch.
Oh, I love it so much. She broke down 16 fashion moments dating all the way back to 1979 until now. And who could forget her 2014 wedding gown from Vivienne Westwood? It was called the court dress and was inspired by the 17th century English royalty.
I did not know that.
Now you know.
All right, Hilary Duff is apparently up to something.
She sure is. The star is teasing an upcoming release using audio from the movie A Cinderella Story.
Sweetheart, now that you're old enough, there's something I've always wanted to tell you, and I think you're ready to hear it.
Duff starred alongside Jennifer Coolidge in the 2004 film. She wrote in the caption, "I promise it's very pretty and it's very bright," which references Coolidge's line. Fans will have to wait until tomorrow to find out the news, but we do know her new album drops February 20th.
All right, Colleen, a popular filmmaker is wading into the age-old question, are aliens real?
Well, Steven Spielberg appears to be answering it head-on in his new UFO film.
Just a little kid, I remember developing a real curiosity about the sky at night and what's happening up there. People have a right to know the truth. And also not the possibility, but the guarantee that there is life off this planet.
This new video was released by Universal with Spielberg's interview mixed in with scenes from his new film called Disclosure Day. In it, Spielberg says people are fascinated with whether we are alone in this world and says he's always been fascinated with things that cannot be explained. Disclosure Day is currently on track to hit theaters on June 12th.
Well, get your whiskey glass ready because a spirited event is coming to Winnipeg.
That's right. The 2026 Winnipeg Whiskey Festival is gearing up to share more than 300 products from top whiskey and spirit makers from around the world. It will feature small batch spirits from several craft Manitoban distilleries and gourmet food stations. The festival is also the largest annual fundraiser for the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame, with all ticket, raffle, and auction proceeds going in support of it. The two-night event kicks off on March 6th and runs through Saturday, March 7th over at the RBC Convention Center.
Do you have a whiskey glass, Colleen?
I don't.
I'm not fancy either like that. I don't even know what they look like, but maybe we'll have to get one. We'll have to invest before the event happens.
You got it.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Kick off your Wednesday primetime lineup with The Masked Singer starting at 7. Johnny Knoxville hosts Fear Factor, House of Fear, coming in at 8 o'clock. Shark Tank is on at 9, and Shifting Gears winds things up at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
A live look at a very busy Osborne Village. Osborne Street, all those cars stopped at the light. It's clear right now for the most part in the city and minus 6 degrees. I will show you your mild forecast coming right up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, overall, it's been a mild day. Still some cloud popping up here and there in places, but clearing in others. And that's generally what we can expect tonight. Partly cloudy. Winds will be reasonably light, and with enough moisture at the surface, once again, we could well see that same fog that we saw earlier. Here in Winnipeg this morning, we saw freezing fog for a couple of hours. Other parts of the province in the south in particular also saw fog in places, if not outright fog, misty conditions. East into northwestern Ontario, a little clearer there, particularly around the Kenora area. It is -6 degrees in Kenora. Back here in Winnipeg, also -6. But Steinbach not too far away, warmer, -2 there, -2 for Morden and Winkler, +2 for Melita, 1 degree or -1 degree in Brandon, a little cooler in Dauphin there, -7 in Thompson, and in Lynn Lake over in Churchill this hour, it's -13 degrees. More cloud through central and northern parts of the province, but this is what I mean. There's not a lot to tell you about. A little bit of snow just skims the very northern part of the province there. You see that snow just really straddling Nunavut and Manitoba there. Meanwhile, into tomorrow morning we go. Watch out for the potential for fog during the commute across the south. Not a sure shot, but certainly possible, including here in Winnipeg in the Red River Valley. Now look at the futurecast, the difference between 8 a.m. and I advance 1 hour to 9 a.m. This pops up. The futurecast anyway is suggesting there is the potential maybe for some freezing rain, although I don't know that we'll actually see it, but the futurecast has just put it up there, so just pointing that out. Overnight we go into early Friday morning, fairly clear in the south, a different scenario in the north, cloudy start to the day on Friday with a little bit of snow once again hugging our northern border. For tonight for Winnipeg, -7 is our low with that possibility for fog late tonight, otherwise partly cloudy. Winds at their strongest out of the south at 20, but they should be lighter overnight, helping to really make that fog possible. -1 is our high for tomorrow, well above normal for this time of year. Mix of sun and cloud, winds out of the southwest at 15 kilometers an hour. Into the long range we go, +1 on Friday, beautiful day. Mix of sun and cloud, first day of Festival. Saturday, cloudy, Sunday cloudy, mild 0 and 1 degree, just below the freezing point once we get into Monday and Tuesday, but still very mild for this time of year. Our first weather photo takes a look out at that sun. That's over the Lee River. That photo is from Art, a nice shot, as is this next one taken by Sherry near Steinbach. You can send us yours by email to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. A group of Buddhist monks completed a 15-week walk for peace, reaching Washington, D.C. yesterday morning. The monks began their walk in Texas more than 3 months ago, and at times they braved some pretty frigid winter temperatures, sometimes with only bare feet. They did it all to raise awareness for peace, loving, kindness, and compassion. Their movement has captivated the country with millions following along online and crowds greeting them all along the way. A spokesperson says the walk isn't political. Instead, it's an invitation to breathe peace into everyday actions. Wow.
It really has been quite the journey. As we've been covering it here too, we've been showing it to you. Wow. 3 months out there.
Yeah. Bare feet sometimes.
It is almost unimaginable.
Yeah.
There you have it. They made it to their destination.
There you go. All right, that does it for us this hour, but don't go far. We're back at 6 with much more local news.